I brought a story with me today. So in one of our stories, we hear about God and the rainbow today. And so I brought a story with me called A Rainbow of My Own. If you scoot a little bit closer, and then all of you guys can see the pictures too. Perfect. All right, so today I saw a rainbow. It was so beautiful that I wanted to catch it for my very own. Have you ever tried to catch a rainbow? No? But when I came to where the rainbow should have been, it wasn't there. That's sort of how it is sometimes, as we chase and chase and chase it. But do you know what rainbows are made of? What are they made of?
Sun and rain.
Sun and rain, right. So you chase it, but then the sun and the rain particles aren't right exactly where you think they're going to be. I thought maybe some rainy day rainbow will come and stay a while. I'll be walking along slowly, and suddenly I'll hear a soft whirring sound, like the wings of a bird, and I'll look around and I'll see a rainbow following me. What do you think? Does that happen? You've never had a rainbow follow you around? Yeah? Part of the story, and when we hear about Noah's promise, that God gives a rainbow, that's actually sort of what happens, is the promise of God follows us all around, but we can't always see it. So he's imagining this. But what God promises us is that actually happens. So I'll hop over my rainbow, and my rainbow will leap over me. Now that's definitely imagining, right? And my rainbow will make a peacock for me to walk in front of, and a hammock for me to swing in. So those are definitely imaginations, right? But do you think that part of God's promise is to provide us a place to rest? Yeah, so God promises that he will always give us a place to rest. And also that, this is sort of fun, that God will also be with us in our fun. That's part of the rainbow promise. We'll play a game of hide and seek. And I'll shut my eyes and count to 20, and then I'll look around. If I were a rainbow, where would I hide? So I have a question. Are there any rainbows hiding in here right now? Can you look around and see any rainbows? Yeah, the stained glass, right? And another one over there. Sometimes rainbows can actually show up and it's not actually a rainbow in the sky, but it could be colors everywhere that could remind us of God's promise, right? And I was thinking, if you look out at all those people, they all have different colored shirts on. And there's sort of like a rainbow out there of God's promise, right? In a flower garden, of course, rows of flowers look like a rainbow. So he's finding other rainbows to remind him of God's promise. Suddenly the sun came out again and from behind the rain clouds, and my pretend rainbow disappeared the way rainbows do. Sometimes it's hard to see that promise, but it's always there. But when I came back home, I saw something glowing inside the window of my room. And when I ran indoors, what do you think he's going to find? A rainbow. There was a rainbow drenching the walls. The sun was shining through what? What was making a rainbow? The glass and the water in the fishbowl, right? So sometimes you don't necessarily need rain, which is sometimes sad. Sometimes a rainbow can be made out of happy things too. Through the water of my fishbowl, and it made my rainbow just for me. A rainbow of my very own. And this part of God's promise is it's a rainbow for you and me, but it's also a rainbow for everybody. A promise that God makes for everyone, that he's going to love you no matter what. Okay? All right. Can I say a prayer with me? Dear God, thank you for your rainbow promise.
Thank you for your rainbow promise.
In all the ways,
In all the ways
your colors show up.
Your colors